What's going on, YouTube? It's your girl Monique Nicole, and I am back with another video. Before we get started, honey, if you're new to my channel, please make sure you are subscribed. Go ahead and click that subscribe button down below, okay? And while you're at it, go ahead and click the thumbs up button to like this video, okay? It is an easy and free way to help support my channel. So y'all, please click that like button. Okay.
Okay. All
All right.
right.
And I have my favorite diva in the building, Nita the Diva.
Hey. Y'all, I just walked in here from work. So I'm right here, ready to go for you.
Yes. So you guys, I know this is not our normal time. We
Right.
bumped it up today.
Yes.
And our apologies. We should have posted something to the community page to give y'all a heads up. So
Sorry.
we're hoping the replay crew will come and support. Hopefully more of y'all will come in as we keep going through the video. But our apologies for not giving y'all a proper heads up.
Absolutely. All right.
So y'all know the deal. Reality TV talk. We are here to break down and discuss Love and Marriage Huntsville, Belle Collective, and The Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I have to say, once again, this is another week where I feel like Belle Collective brought it and some of the other shows did not. Now, Housewives of Atlanta, it got a little popping.
Yeah, it was popping.
Was popping. Some things were pop locking. And Love and Marriage Huntsville was just, it's just the same old, unfortunately. It's the same old.
Yeah.
It's starting to get a little stale. They need a real cast shakeup, I feel like. They need some new blood, a new couple.
Yeah.
They need some fresh blood, I feel like, for Love and Marriage Huntsville, in my opinion. In my personal opinion.
Yes. Because pretty much we know they putting on for the show. You don't just go from having beef forever to being cordial. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah.
Who are you talking about?
Love and Marriage Huntsville, Tisha and Mel.
Oh. They always kind of do that same sing and dance where they are beefing, then they're cordial, then they're beefing, then they're cordial. They kind of do that. They've done this before, so I'm not too surprised by it, to be honest. But yeah, hopefully more people will come in the chat soon. But we're gonna go ahead and get started since we have a lot to cover today.
Yes.
So
it was popping.
Yeah, so we're gonna start with Love and Marriage Huntsville. Okay, y'all. So the episode kicks off. We're still at Tiffany's baby shower. Okay, she's having a health scare. She says that she feels dizzy, and when she opens her eyes, she sees stars and like double vision and all that stuff. So Stormy grabs Kimmy since she's a nurse. I thought that was really smart of her. Be proactive. And at first, Tiffany did not want to go to the hospital. She was being kind of stubborn. They were trying to get her to, call the ambulance, maybe have an ambulance come and come to the house or whatever to get her. She said no, and she was going back and forth, but she finally decided that she would go. So Lewis took her to the ER, and that's all we know at this given time is that she went to the ER. We don't know what happened after that. So that was that. I'm glad she went to the ER because you can't play like that when you're pregnant. You just can't take those risks.
Mo, I know how you are. I know you're gonna think that this all was real, but I need to take a poll and put in the chat whether or not you think that
Nita, stop being so cynical. You think she faked it? Those were real tears. Y'all gotta stop. Y'all doing too much.
She too much.
Y'all
She
are
is too. She is team too much. I don't put nothing past nobody. I'm trying to tell you,
that was a real moment though. That was a real scare.
girl. She might have been scared. Her heart probably started racing because she didn't know whether or not Lewis was gonna get his ass kicked outside.
No, she was not worried about that. Not at all. No, no.
Oh my god.
She
Oh my
wasn't worried
god.
about that.
Yeah, I think it could be 50-50. It could be 50-50. Like it could be 100%. And
But that's a real thing that pregnant women go through. Like that's something that's real.
I get you. I get you. She a mess though. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It was just the way.
A lot of things,
And
but
then I guess what I was wondering, like, why wouldn't you want somebody to call the ambulance? Like, if you're close to your delivery time, you're having these type of symptoms, you can barely stand up. I'm looking at you crazy because you don't want to call the ambulance. What part of that is you looking out for the baby or looking out for yourself? Like,
Mhm.
it's some of those things like that just kind of was, just a little
Yeah,
off.
maybe she didn't want the hoopla of having the ambulance come because that's a
Mhm.
lot.
And it's a bill too.
And it's a bill
And it's a bill.
to have them come. So and it's not cheap. So but I think that was a real moment. Tiffany is a lot of things, but she's not to me, she's not an attention whore. Like, I don't think so.
Okay.
But that's my opinion. You're entitled to yours.
No,
So
okay. Like it's 50-50 for me.
50-50. Okay.
I'm with Monique.
Y'all 50-50 up
Johnson.
there. Mhm.
I sound with Monique Johnson on that 50-50.
Yeah, I saw her comment 50-50. Oh my gosh, y'all are funny. So the Scotts, okay, the Scotts are breaking ground on a new project. Now, I'm happy for them. I really am. But I'm gonna be honest, when it comes to Tisha and Marcel's projects, I'm sick of seeing dirt. All I see is dirt all the time. It's the manor that they're trying to the complex they're trying to build for their home or whatever they're trying to do for their home, and the other project that now this. All I see is dirt all the time. I want to see a completed project. Let me see a
Right.
completed building, a completed home,
Like at least a foundation.
a
At
foundation,
least
please.
the bones, the structure of
Yeah,
something.
I'm sick of
Like
seeing dirt. All we
and
see is
and
dirt.
the thing is that they're in the business of building. Like, how are you a builder and you have your builder's license and we're still sitting on this pile of dirt 3 seasons later?
I don't understand it.
That's crazy to me.
I agree.
That's crazy to me.
I'm just sick of seeing dirt when it comes to their stuff. I feel that's all we see is dirt and grass.
Okay.
So Marcel and Maurice have a conversation. Marcel tells Maurice that the Black Expo is not about money, it's to give back to the community or whatever. My thing is we're going to see how everyone reacts to that later on in the episode. So I'll just save my thoughts on that for later. I can't remember what else was discussed in this scene. Do you remember?
Nothing burger.
Nothing burger, right? They took pictures, they posed. That's it. Tisha,
And I'm like, for what? For what and for why?
for what and for why? Why? Oop, Tamika said it's laughable to call them contractors at this point, Tisha and Marcel. Yeah,
Yes, Tamika.
I don't know. All we see is grass and dirt. So moving on.
Mhm.
So we have Mel. Okay. Mel is meeting up with her attorney to discuss some things. She wants to go back to her maiden name, which is Rogers. She wants to get rid of the last name Holt. She is sick and tired of it. And she wants her maiden name back, which is Rogers. However,
Good for her.
good for her. Clap, clap, clap. However, he lets her know that she cannot change her name at the moment since she's in the middle of litigation. So she's in the middle of I guess not a lawsuit, but she's in the middle of, I don't know, I'm gonna say litigation.
The custody, the
The
custody
custody battle with Martell. So
right.
she's unable to change her name. Now, she brings up that Martell's lawyer apparently wants some information from her. He wants her phone records, passwords to social media, and information on anyone that she is dating. Now, this strikes me as very, very odd, very weird. Why would an attorney need that type of information?
Right. They don't. They don't. That's a scheme that that Martell set up to come to you with the bullshit. That's what that was.
Like, what in the world? Why would they need that information?
And they gonna keep on needing it because I wouldn't be doing it. Because that don't even make any sense to me. Like, if you can make it make sense, and I will consider it. But other than that, it doesn't make sense. So we're not doing it.
Yeah, I don't blame her.
That's crazy.
It's definitely crazy.
That's a form of control. That's what we keep trying to say. How Martell does. Like, it's just it. I mean, he never changes his spots. He always gonna be the same. So he always think he growing and all this stuff. No, he not growing nothing. Not growing at all.
Speaking of Martell,
right.
So he meets with this menswear designer. I think his name is Miguel, and he wants to work on a suit line, which I think is smart. Martell, although we don't like him, Martell looks good in a suit and he wears them quite often. So I think it's a good business idea to do that. Very smart. Miguel lets Martell know, though, however, he would have to invest $100,000.
Now that's the gimme got you right there.
$100K.
I'm like, how about, I just be the model? I just be the face and the body of the suit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Let me be the brand ambassador. I bet you. Look, he was like, you can pay for it in installments.
Yeah, he did say that you can pay, you can do payment plan.
Oh shoot! I said, oh wow,
payment plan. So now, according to the YouTuber Color Me Pink, according to her, they did end up working together, and they recently had an event
in DC
promoting the suits. So that's a good look for Martell.
Yeah, it was here in DC at the harbor. So, yeah.
Oh, really? It was in DC. Okay, very nice.
Yeah.
Well, we know Martell has 5 children, so he has to take care of. So wherever he can get his money from, honey, get a coin. Get a coin.
Right. I mean, I really think he should have went that way in the first place. But for me, I feel like he was chasing other people's coattails. So he saw the Scots do their chocolate in a bottle. He doesn't even drink. So this wine, it doesn't even make sense to go with his brand. He doesn't even drink. So I just felt like he wasn't really getting into his own bag, his own creative juices. He's like trying to figure out what everybody else is doing. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, and the price point for the suits, I felt like were a little bit on the expensive side. They're talking about $600-$700 for a suit.
Well, I thought that's how much they cost. Like,
is that how much they cost for real?
I think so. For like the real businessmen that really, wear them. I mean, he's gonna alienate a whole demographic. So
I'm going to say everybody is not paying $600 for a suit.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
A very small.
That's what I'm saying. He's not tapping into a whole market. He's leaving out a whole market. But if he wants to go high end, see how I do, brother. I mean, I don't know. With your reputation and stuff like that. I wish you well. I wish you well. Yeah, but it is on the high side. It's definitely for like the top percent that be doing that.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if he's able to even touch those people, like if he even has the reach. So he might need to, bite off a little something a little smaller.
Right. I agree.
Mm-hmm. What you think? I think 295, 300.
I think 300. Yeah.
Decent.
Mm-hmm. That'd be decent.
But the thing is that he said he wants them to be tailored, and I'm like, well, they can't really be tailored if they're just going to be on the rack. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how he plans to sell it if you got to do your measurements. Look, I'm gonna let them figure that all out because it don't really make sense to me. But we'll see. We'll see how they do it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now we got Big Lou and Tiff. So they're at the house chilling. Now the doctors have told her to slow down and keep her butt at home because she has low blood pressure. While she's in the bed though, she's over here on her computer planning a business trip, talking about this is my last business trip. Lady, you just had a health scare.
Right.
What is wrong with you?
Again, I say, I don't know. I don't know. What she reminds me of? She reminds me of one of those people that think that they're invincible.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how kids who their frontal lobe is not, they out here recklessly driving and doing things and don't think that anything can happen to you. And it just feels like that. She feels very reckless. I don't know.
Yeah, that was not smart. Talking about planning a business trip. So Simba, move.
And he's sitting up here trying to wait on you hand and foot. You talking about you going out of town. Girl, I'd have left that shit right there on that bed and walked out. She played too much.
So Lewis is like, no, man, we just had a health scare or whatever. So he begins to cry and let her know that incident, really scared him. It was really scary for him to witness her in pain and not knowing what was going on. And so that was really sad. He shed a tear for his wifey. So she asks him, how did the conversation go with the men at the baby shower? Lewis says Marcel just wants to be relevant.
That was a good one.
Which shady, I thought was funny. Shady. That was a good shady comment. And he's just like, it has nothing to do with him. So he's not sure why Marcel was even involved because it had nothing to do with him, quite frankly. And it didn't, but he just happened to be there. So I'm not going to fault him. He can't help it that, he was already there. So,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was Martell that brought it up in front of him. He could have pulled Tiffany to the side. So I can't knock Marcel too much because, like I said, he was just there.
Yeah, I mean, that really wasn't his fault.
Yeah.
Really. But I mean, him not being able to control himself, that could be technically your fault.
But. Right. So he also tells Tiffany that she needs to start minding her own business and watch how she speaks to people. I think he says something like, I don't think, does Mel ever call you up and ask you for advice on this? And she was like, nope. He was like, okay, then. So there's no need for you to divulge and give all this advice to people if they're not asking for it.
Right.
I was like, well, thank you, Lou. It was about time you gave her that advice. About damn time.
Yes.
Long overdue.
And a lot of people were saying that he was checking her. And I don't feel like that was that. I felt like that was just a conversation. He was being rational. He had her think about the logic. She had to self-reflect. She gave him an answer. He said, okay, don't have me in no mess no more. Because like I said, that really could have went left if Martell or Marcel were lesser men. Child, you don't know what Tiffany got you running into the lion's den with, because she's a mess.
Right.
Yeah, let her know what it is.
I'm glad he finally, he checked her. It was, to me, it was necessary.
Yeah.
It was a necessary checking.
Because actually, in essence, she made him pretty much walking away from Martell and Marcel, pretty much kind of tucking his tail, because he pretty much understood Martell's side and was like, yeah, my bad. He was like, I think Marcel said, you don't think this is right. He said, no, I don't think my wife is right. I don't think that y'all both should have approached her like that. So
Right.
I think that was the thing. And like I said, he just kind of had to tuck his tail because she was wrong. She was wrong. You can't defend wrong all the time. You got to call it out sometimes.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I think he did it in a decent way because, I'll be side eyeing. And I was like, okay, I'm here for Lou with that.
Yeah, it needed to be done. It needed to be done. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what's up next? Okay. Lord Jesus. So the comeback group, y'all. The comeback group is having a meeting. However, Mel and Kimmy arrive first. So Kimmy discusses, wanting to go on vacation after she's done with radiation.
Mm-hmm.
Much deserved. And Mel asks, where does she want to go? So Kimmy says, well, where were you at? So at that time, Mel had just came back from vacation with a mystery man that we don't know who is, who he is or whatever.
Right.
Mystery man. So Kimmy was trying to get the lowdown on where Miss Melody went.
She tried,
but she failed because Mel was not giving up. She was not budging.
Ducking and dodging.
She was not giving in. Kimmy kept fishing for answers. She kept fishing. She kept fishing.
Mm-hmm.
But Mel was not budging. So basically told her to mind her business.
Pretty much. And like I said, it was like this big discussion online, and they were saying that Mel is wrong because she doesn't want to divulge her personal life. And I said, well, Martell isn't the most stable person, and if she wants to keep that part of her life private because she just went through a tumultuous divorce and still like a court case and a custody case, and they're not getting along, I don't see anything wrong with that, because at the end of the day, after this TV show, it's my personal safety.
Yeah.
It's me. So I mean, if y'all can be mad all y'all want to, and that's just that.
Right. I mean, I understand why she wants to keep it to herself. I do, but she's just very secretive when it comes to a lot of stuff. It feels like she's
exactly right.
Very
if Martell wasn't Martelling, then she would be able to share. But I mean, he's never going to change. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And I hope she is able to get some type of peace, maybe 2 or 3 years down the line, where he is totally not talking to her, not worried about her, not nothing. Like I hope that she gets that thing, because it feels like he's just aggravating. Like the other comeback, when we go to the comeback meeting, then he tries to come over. It feels like whenever he knows that Mel has some tension with him, he wants to come over and shake her hand. But when they're fine, like he trying to play musical chairs. Oh, I don't want to sit over there. I don't want to sit over there. But he wasn't trying to shake her hand then. And wasn't nothing going on with them at that time. So it's just like he does it to pick at her and just get on her nerves. And it always try to make her look bad. When, yeah, it was rude. Oh, well.
So you think he does it strategically?
Because he knows she's going to act a certain way, and then he can get in the confessional. Well, I think that's really childish and all this other stuff. And I'm just like,
and it is. Mel has her ways, and she can act childish with him at times. I feel like at times she can be kind of tit for tat with him, and I just feel like it wasn't necessary to to push his hand away or whatever. I just feel like
she didn't push it.
But you know what
She
I mean?
just looked at it. She was just like,
to ignore his
"Hey,
hand.
Martell. Hey, Martell."
It was just a little rude,
Short.
but
All the shit you did to me, I got my reasons why I'm handling you the way I handle you. So
yeah.
I still stand behind it. So yeah.
So Tisha says that she decided that she is not going to pay anyone in the group. She feels like the money that they raise should go back to the community. What are your thoughts on that? Because I kind of see both sides.
I mean, I guess I can see, like, okay, so first of all, I just feel like if there are no checks and balances of what is going on, you don't know what's going to the community and what's not going to the community. Like, this is this a comeback group? Do we have this LLC where we tried to create this thing? Kimmy says she paid the taxes on it or whatever to keep it up or whatever and establish, but they have repackaged it and kind of put it underneath their own umbrella. And so I don't think that Tisha telling them that she's not going to pay them, then you shouldn't be feeling no type of way when they decline, because Mel has a huge following and people are going to be coming there to see her. She's the draw and stuff like that. So, she was saying that she wanted to maybe pay other people, but not pay the people that's a part of the cast.
And that's when it gets tricky. I have that notes. I was like, but if you're saying you're going to be paying other people for their services, then that's where it gets a little tricky.
Exactly. And then Mel is technically a single mother. She's not just giving up her time, her energy, and all that stuff for free. She has mouths to feed. She doesn't have anybody to depend on. So at the same time, you can't tell me my worth. She knows her worth and she's going to add tax to it, especially with you, Tisha, because she don't mess with you. So she doing good though. She ain't totally say no. She trying to bide her time, but it feel like the no is right around the corner. So
yeah. So in his confessional, Martell actually defends Mel and says that she should get paid because she is a public speaker.
Yeah.
Thought that was nice.
Yeah, she's been doing that since season 1.
Right.
That's what she does. Yeah, I don't think that that's fair. And Marcel, he looking like he's just sitting across that table looking all sneaky and shady and shisty. I was just like, nope.
So Marcel says, I just have random notes, y'all, because there was a lot of back and forth. So
yeah,
I have what I have. So Marcel says any leftover sponsorship money can be used for future endeavors. I guess that means future endeavors that the group may do, whether it's separately, like individually, like what they may be doing, right? Business wise or
And then they also say, like, if outside companies come to them and ask them for, grant or, fundraising money or something like that. And I was just like, it just seemed messy. Like, it feel like y'all don't have a plan. It feels like y'all just doing this flying by the seat of your pants, and you don't really know the accounting and what's going to go where, why, who's going to be the consensus, who's going to approve the,
Yeah. So Marcel says that he feels like anyone at the table that's asking for money is greedy because you're making money off of people that support us.
Absolutely not.
I don't think that makes you greedy.
No. It doesn't.
It doesn't, right?
Nope. Because I don't see you giving your check from OWN back. making money off of people that support you. Like, what are you talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah.
It's all e-commerce. It's all commerce. That's what it's about, making the money, getting to the bag.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And
So,
Kimmy had some really good points in it too. Kimmy was on it. I said she must got a master's in business administration, because the things that she was spitting out there, I said, girl, you better
yeah.
do it. I love how she put it out there like that.
Yeah, she did. So Mel says that when she looks back, you know, no one has offered to sponsor her Mimosas with Melody events in the past. And Marcel was like, you know, going forward, Mel, going forward, that's what that's what we will do. Now, Tisha chimes in and says, well, you haven't asked us to support that. And then I even tried to support your skincare line and I got escorted out. And Mel was like, well, girl, we're talking about sponsorship. We're talking about sponsorship. We're talking
Exactly.
about money.
Right. Not showing up and showing your face.
Not showing up to an event that you weren't invited to. We're talking about money.
And again, I'm going to say I was proud of Mel, because she could have been shady. She could have said something. She could have been smart. She was just like, I'm talking sponsorship. And she ain't roll her eyes. She ain't had no attitude. She just said it. And that's just what it was. I was just like, yes, Mel. Don't let them see you sweat.
Yep.
And she handled herself really good in there.
So Marcel says that he and Tisha are not going to get money either. They're not going to get any money. And Kimmy is not buying it. She's just not believing that. Maurice says that y'all are just recycling our ideas, basically.
Yeah.
And it leaves off as like a to be continued, basically.
Right. And another fun fact, they changed black to BLAQUE and not Black Expo. I mean Espo.
Stop.
So it's like they made it like an extension of their business. No, we ain't cutting no corners. You can't afford me. Just say you can't afford me, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Maurice started. It was RRD. You remember at the end when he kept
it? Yeah.
I heard it, but I think I had walked away from the TV and I heard him saying it, but I didn't see what he was doing. But it sounded like he was getting all huffy in the chest. I said,
all huffing, puffing, blow this house down.
Right.
So that was the episode, you guys. That was really it. It was really only like 3 talking points, really. 3 or 4 talking points. So, like I said, it's getting a little stale.
Yes. Make sure you rate it in the chat, in the comments as well. Replay crew, let us know what you are rating Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Yeah.
I think it's about to heat up, though. Did I see it? Hey, Still Knicks fans.
Hey.
It's good now. My wisdom tooth is good. Thank God. And I didn't have to get it pulled. It just started feeling better. I think the particular medicine that I was taking ibuprofen, the prescription kind, and it must have took the swelling down and took whatever inflammation and pulled that out or whatever. So thank you so much, Stillness. I can't believe you remember that. But yeah, I was hurting for a couple of weeks, but I'm good now.
Yeah, Stormy's people are gonna heat it up next episode.
Yes, I think I saw something there. That's what I saw.
Monique said maybe.
What y'all got? Y'all got 5.5. You know, Monique always gotta go lower than me.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, good to see you too. Thanks for sliding through here. Appreciate it.
Make sure you hit that like button before you leave, guys. If you guys are in and out, make sure y'all hit the like button on both of our channels. We're both streaming this, so Hit that like button, y'all. Put us into that algorithm, as Moochie says.
Right.
Put us up in that algorithm, y'all. Okay. So next up, we are going to cover Bell Collective.
Okay.
We're going to switch our screens to the bells. To the lovely bells.
All right.
And I thought it was a decent episode.
You know, I got a lot to say.
Oh, I know you do, especially, yeah.
Yes.
There's a couple people we got a lot to say about.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all. So the episode kicks off with So Gucci and JJ. Okay. They are talking about his mom coming to stay with him. You know, he's still trying to convince her that it's a good idea. He's like, well, you know, we're going to have someone here that can cook for us, that can clean for us. So Gucci is like, well, that's what we have a maid for. So we don't need your mom to do all that. Like, what are you saying right now? So the mom arrives loud. Uh-oh, you good? The mom arrives loud and obnoxious, honking her horn and being loud and being abrasive and I'm home, I'm here. Like just, oh my
Right.
goodness.
We see where JJ get it from.
We see where JJ get his loud, obnoxious butt from. Exactly. His damn mama. Oh my goodness gracious. So the mom says that they should not disturb her in the morning when she is having her morning coffee, y'all. Do not disturb mama. And I'm like, who's going to disturb you at 5 o'clock in the morning? Because she said some crazy time that she wakes up some early time. I'm like, I'm still in bed.
It was 4:30 in the morning. I said, girl, what?
Nobody about to bother you at that time.
I'm like, first of all, how you think you're going to come in my house, start laying down some rules? Exactly. You need to be listening to my rules. Hello? This is my house.
This is my house, baby. I think I have a picture of her.
The fuck
is that?
I think his mother was.
Yes, here she go. Just loud and wrong, loud and obnoxious. With her little choker around her neck. I'm like, how old are you, ma'am? Wearing that 2005 choker. We ain't worn that in a minute. Why are you wearing that old choker around your neck?
Ooh. Now, what I want them to do is think this storyline out. The reason for her to come was what? It didn't even sound like a valid reason.
It wasn't a valid reason. I don't even remember what he said to her.
And he kind of postured it like it was some kind of emergency thing. You know, I can't say no to my mama. And I'm just like, what? Is she not able-bodied? Is she sick? What's going on?
Well, we see she able-bodied for sure.
Definitely.
And she got a mouth on her.
I'm like, y'all need, when y'all do these little storylines, I'm gonna need you to think them out and plan them out to the end. And have the contingency plan, and then, you know, keep on thinking.
Right.
Because that, I was like, well, what is she here for? I just needed a break. I said, what? Girl, well, you go get you a hotel. Go do you a staycation somewhere. How about that?
Exactly. How about that? How about them apples?
She vacationing at their house. Right.
Oh, Lord, Jesus be offense. So we got to talk about these two knuckleheads. And I really, let me woosah and breathe. So Latrice and Cliff meet up, y'all. And they discuss their, their marital problems. So she starts off by apologizing to him for going to M-Bar without his permission, basically. And Cliff says it's not because she went to M-Bar. It was because she was hanging out with Josh. His logic is, if I just kicked him out the house, then the next day you go to hang out with him, it's like you're hanging out with the enemy. And I'm like, so what exactly is she supposed to do? Like, you want her to cut him off? You want her to fire him? Like,
Yeah, that's
because
gonna be a no.
y'all got into it? Like, you already kicked him out the house. Like, what else? What more do you need?
Right. Now, the thing is, now we did hear from Joshy with Akeisha that he had never been talked to like that before. And he said Cliff is smart. He does it when the cameras are gone. So there is something that happened,
Mm,
and where it could have just been something as simple as, I feel disrespected in my house and you need to go. That's the conversation. That's a boundary. That's a line. We can come back from that. But if you berating and you know how you don't know if he throwing his stuff out and getting his stuff out the
yeah,
drawers, and I mean, I don't know what happened, but
right.
that's not the enemy. He went back home because you said he can't live there no more. Fine, and that's that. And unless there's something that we don't know, like I keep saying, it feels like there's something that we don't know that actually happened. And he said he was hurt that Treese didn't check on him the next day. So
Yeah. Well, we saw how crunk he can get when we saw the clip of him outside of M-Bar. I mean, he grabbed her by the arm. He grabbed her mic, her mic, and threw it on the ground. I mean, we saw how he can get. We saw a glimpse of it, and he was doing that in public. So imagine what it's like behind closed doors. It's probably 10 times worse.
Right.
So,
right.
So Cliff says that Latrice was not being a supportive wife because she would not even talk about the situation. He says in his confessional that his biggest problem with Latrice is that she ignores problems. She likes to go to bed and wake up the next day acting like nothing ever happened, like Cinderella or something.
Right.
And
that is a problem.
That is a problem. That is a problem. And I can definitely see her doing that.
Yeah.
I can definitely see her doing that. He also says that she wants to boss me around and control everything, but I'm the man of the house. She needs to listen to me. Very chauvinistic.
Right.
So he told Latrice, because she was talking about boundaries or whatever. He told Latrice, okay, so write down your boundaries and I will look over it and see which ones I approve. Negro, what? Which ones you approve?
Child, he act like he is massa. Like massa.
Yes, he really does.
I'm like, girl, run, Latrice.
Run.
Run, girl.
Run.
What do you mean? And she got slick out the mouth and said, if she said something about, it's almost how Candy said something about that she would be higher than him. She said, if it's based on something, head of household or something like that, I would be at the top. Oh. But she didn't say it to him. She said in that confessional.
Oh.
Yeah. So she said it like almost like how Candy's like telling Tara, like, I know you don't think you more successful than me.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. That was when they was doing that whole prenup and all that stuff, trying to get that. Child, it was a mess. It was a mess. Was it the prenup? It might have been a prenup or either the estate planning. It was either or, where Candy had to kind of like put him in his place or whatever with that.
Interesting. I don't recall, but I believe you. So Cliff says that he's the head of the household, and basically Latrice wants to be equal to him. She's like,
she asked for equality. She said, "Am I equal?"
She said, "Am I not equal?" And the way he said, Latrice,
no. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, Pam. Can I do it for you? I would be like,
he was like,
Latrice said, see you later.
No. I would have been like,
and what? With a straight ass face.
A straight face. Nerve to say something like that. Like we back in the 50s. I'm mean,
like, how are you approving boundaries? That's not how boundaries work.
Work, you dingbat. Right. What's wrong with him?
Girl, exactly, Monique.
Why you're not equal.
Mm-mm.
She's below you.
She's sitting up there calling that man daddy. Oh, and so Gucci threw a shot at her, talking about daddy need to raise her some more. Finish raising.
I have that in my notes. That shit was funny.
I said, "Ooh."
Daddy got to finish raising her. I said, so Gucci.
It's getting good.
Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, so speaking of So Gucci, y'all. So Gucci, Marie, and Akeisha meet up or whatever. And she lets them know that JJ's mother-in-law, or no, that her mother-in-law is staying with them. Um let's see here. And then, so they're basically filling each other in on different stuff. So Marie tells Akeisha about how Glenn popped up on them at the house. And she was like, I'll put Letitia on my prayer list. Cause her, her and Letitia don't really get along too much from last season. So
Right.
she said she would put her on her prayer list. But I was just like, okay.
It was funny. I love the fun shade. That's what
Fun
I like. That's
fun
what I like.
shade. Yeah, fun shade.
Yes.
Keep it cute. Keep it real
Keep
cute.
it cute.
So Akeisha asked Marie if she is going to Latrice's event. She was shocked to get an invite because they don't get along. Marie and Latrice do not get along. So she was surprised to even get an invitation in the first place. Really?
Right.
So she says, no, ma'am, she is not going to support her because she don't fool with her. And I think that is fair.
I do too. Like, don't go somewhere and have the screw face on like you don't want to be there, girl. No. So yeah,
Right.
she took the better route and be like, no. But I mean, it's like they get to the reunion, they try to hug it out.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, the same thing occurs. That's
Weird.
how you notice it was fake. It was fake.
It was just weird. Just weird. So Marie says that Latrice is a child in a woman's body. So Gucci says, I guess daddy got to finish raising her. So they throw their shit at Latrice. Okay. So Gucci says that she heard that Latrice has been saying different things about what she produces, I guess, real estate wise in her career. So there's still some beef there, y'all. They still have not fully resolved their issues. It seems like So Gucci is still holding on a little bit.
Right. And she told her she was. She's like, I'm not ready to move past these feelings. I gotta process them. That's what she said.
Yeah, she did say that. You're right. She did say that.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. So we get to thing 1 and thing 2.
All of her is womp 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 womp. Toxic masculinity. Fast forward.
I mean, I want to fast forward this so bad, but I have to talk about it because
Okay.
I mean, so Glenn meets up with. I'm gonna start calling Glenn Lil Boosie because he.
And you can call Cliff Gumby and call him Lil Boosie. Just for that haircut.
Oh Lord. That is funny. So Glenn and Cliff meet up at the bar, child. Glenn says that he put Letitia. They were talking about how the women, I guess, change, switch up when they get successful or whatever. So he says that he put Letitia in a position to win, and now she wants to act different towards him. Okay, sir, whatever.
It's very funny how these men always act like they made these women. And
yeah,
and what I see is them grinding, and I see the men taking credit for it. That's what I see. I'm trying to figure out what in the world. Because he was out on the boat or doing whatever he was doing first season or whatever. He wasn't hardly home. And she was holding it down, raising the son, getting a business. Like, what position did you put her in? I'm confused. I'm confused. I really am. And Cliff now, Latrice, she be telling like half truths sometimes. I done caught her like at first she said Zaddy don't put nothing into this, but then
Yeah.
he'll say that he like gave her the startup money or something like that, the seed money or something. I don't know quite what it was, but I remember her saying that she wanted to grind and do it for herself. I remember her saying that, but I don't know. Hey Joshua. I don't know, but I just hate how these men like to try to take credit for the stuff that women do, and all they doing is going to work, and coming home talking about where my meal.
Yeah, that's all. Cliff know how to do, child.
Oh
So,
yeah, we're gonna get there.
Glenn, psycho behind, admits that he put a recorder in her car and a tracker on her vehicle and said it with
On
a straight
camera.
face.
On camera.
On camera with a straight face.
If
Like
dumb was a person.
Like it was nothing. Like it was just a Tuesday or something. Like he just did not.
It's crazy. Crazy.
And
like I said,
oh really? You did? You know what?
Right. And that's the thing. Like, you remember how we always say we want, when y'all men be having these conversations, it's imperative that, if you don't want to get lumped in with all the ain't shit, then you need to speak up. Not all men act like that. Not all men, but y'all real quiet, real mute.
Real quiet.
Y'all sitting up there like, really? No, what are you doing?
That's some psycho shit.
But they both insecure, so they both working from the same playbook. Because Cliff over there drinking drinks right next door to them, right at the end bar, listening to their conversation.
Right, being
outside her bedroom door, listening to what they say. What are we doing, baby? I cannot. I wish I almost feel like they are like prisoners, like slaves. Like, what is this? Like, it's not the 1920s no more. What is going on? They give me a headache, child.
Definitely give a headache for sure. So Glenn's nasty behind, which we did not care to hear this, talking about he's sexually frustrated and his balls are blue and
It's called your right hand. Get it working. Get it working. Get it working. Get it working.
And this girl over here he's making up words. So he told Cliff, I heard that Maria is looking for a condo for Letitia so that I couldn't find her. And it had me belivid. Belivid.
And I think he said it twice, like he was trying to correct it.
I'm like, what word was livid? What word are you trying to say?
Oh my God.
I don't know what word that he was trying to say, but I just
shout out to Lil Boosie.
Shout out to Lil Boosie.
But livid. Yeah, so he probably was saying livid.
I don't know why he added a B in there.
Oh God, I'm cracking up. And then this whole thing about put on a dress, like,
oh my God, I forgot about that.
I said Cliff, and I'm like, you trying to insinuate that Letitia is of the other persuasion? It's like, just because she don't want your goodies, don't mean that she looking for somebody in a dress. It's the audacity with a dude. It's the audacity for me, because I don't want somebody that's out there raw dogging a woman, take a paternity test, and then trying to come back between my. Just because I don't want you, you think I want somebody in a dress. Girl, if
That
he don't
was
get
so
out of here,
ignorant.
if he
That
don't
was
get out of here
that was so ignorant. Like,
ASAP.
oh my gosh. Oh Lord.
Yeah, he was. He was. That's exactly what he was insinuating.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Boosie insinuated that with Marie Monroe at that condo. Talk about get your married husband and your other husband, talking about Essie or something. He said he called out Essie first, and then he said
Oh,
your married husband, your married man or married husband or something like that. So he took a dig at both Essie and somebody else. I guess it's the guy that saved her life that she said in the last season. What's his name? Y'all remember his name? I don't
child.
remember his name.
I don't know.
Is Don't worry about it. It don't make no difference.
So we move on to another interesting conversation with Latrice and her mother. Okay. So they're at home, cooking dinner. She got to make sure she cooks dinner before Cliff get there, or he'll have a fit. You know what I mean? He need his meal hot and ready when he get home.
And then, okay, so I'll indulge you. I'll indulge you. Now, say if I fixed a meal and she was like, well, what time do he come home? And she was like, I don't know. Like, he gets to move freely and do whatever he can come whenever he wants to, but he expects, yeah, but he wants his meal hot and fresh and ready. And what if you don't come in this until like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock? Cedric, Kira, you got the most amazing memory. She always come through with the come through. Man, I wish I had that memory, girl. Okay.
I did too.
Yeah, so I'm just like, what if I did that? What if I'm ready? I come home from work, or maybe I didn't work. Maybe I was home and I'm ready to fix your. When are you coming home? Oh, I don't know when he comes home. He just comes home. Girl, no. No.
Absolutely not.
And then you talking about you making apologies for going to a bar and you 30 plus years old.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, I don't know what Twilight Zone y'all living in.
Ooh, child. So the mom had to check Latrice, which I'm happy with the mom that she's able to give her daughter this good advice. Now, that means that she learned from her mistakes, because from what Latrice said, she grew up in a toxic home where the dad was basically Cliff towards the mom. And so, but that shows me that she's obviously grown, she's matured, and she knows the error of her ways and what she used to put up with and what she will no longer put up with. So she was giving Latrice some pretty decent advice. The mom says, don't let anyone dictate and tell you what to do. He's tearing you down.
Yeah.
She says, it's okay to love your husband, but don't be a fool. And I was like, yes, yes, yes.
And she said, you know, your father did many things to me, but I didn't bow down to him. She said that. I was like, that's why I keep telling her, stand up, girl.
Stand up.
Stand up.
Stand up.
Shoot.
Stand up.
She act like them that girl on Coming to America. Girl, who doing that? Not I said the cat.
Well, Latrice says that I'm afraid he's going to leave me. The mom says, are you dependent on him because you didn't have a daddy? Are you afraid he's going to leave you and you're going to be alone?
Mm-hmm. She feels codependent.
Yeah.
There's some codependency going on there. I'm not no therapist, but I know the signs because I used to be that. And I think that's what they train us to be like that. That's kind of like in the Black culture, how they, condition and get the women to think that that's how it is. And yeah, you start out like that. I think everybody starts out like that. And it gets old real fast. And by year 7 is a wrap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. I don't think I have any more.
Is that it?
So
it might be.
Lo, we get into the studio, child.
Do
with
you
Lil,
have the clip? Do you have the clip?
no, I wish I did. With Lil Boosie.
I'm so embarrassed.
We get in the studio with Lil Boosie, and we did not need this scene. Basically, we did not need it. It was not necessary. So JJ, of all people, JJ goes to visit.
I'm about to hit the note, y'all.
So that's the recipe for disaster. So Glenn is up in the studio singing, "Tell me where did we go wrong? Tell me where did we go wrong?" I'm like, oh Lord.
Oh my God. I could not believe what was going on. I said, you have got to be kidding me.
I mean, just a shit show.
Oh man, they ain't got that.
And JJ over there, that's a hit. That's a hit.
They was all hyping him. I said, now y'all know better. See, that's what I said. Them men be on code. They don't even want to tell you if your stuff is trash. They don't care. They just gonna support you. They gonna support you through right, wrong, good, and bad.
Oh my gosh.
That was bad. And it was a little bit too long. I said, look, they was like, I'm gonna let him make a fool out of himself a couple more. You know. Oh shit.
Oh my God, y'all.
I can't find it, y'all. I can't find it.
Confessional, Glenn says that the idea of Josh living in a broken home is hard for him because he grew up in a broken home. Well, sir, you should have thought about that before you dipped your dick somewhere else.
It's called choices. Choices and consequences. Cause and effect. Action, reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Did y'all learn that in grade school? Oh, he might not. He might have dropped out. I don't even know.
Ooh.
Maybe he didn't learn it.
Where did we go?
Oh my God, I cannot take it.
So Glenn gets an unfortunate call that his grandmother has been rushed to the hospital. So, he's definitely worried about that. So he goes straight to Letitia and lets her know, what's going on. So she calls his sister to see what's happening. And the sister says that the grandma is going to have to go to hospice, which is not a good sign, which is very, very sad. So Glenn breaks down and, Tisha comforts him or whatever. And it ends on it will continue basically next week. We will see what will happen with the grandma, and I think he's gonna go over there to visit her and all that sad stuff. So
yeah, I feel sorry for the grandmother, but I still feel like something in that move that he made to go straight to Letitia instead of his grandmother felt a little manipulative. Like,
of course,
I got her now. I can tug on her heartstrings.
Yep,
that's what that felt like to me.
I agree.
I don't be falling for the okie doke. I be sitting up there. God be having my good eye on you. I be like
Yeah, man. Nita is tough, y'all. Fellas, Nita is tough.
You live and you learn.
She is a tough cookie to crack.
Keep on living.
So that was it, y'all. What do we rate this episode? It wasn't all that.
No.
But it was cool for what it was.
Right. I gave it 7.5.
Yeah, that's nice. I'll give it a 7.
Right. I might take that 5 points off for that that no, not even the song. That dumb ass conversation between Cliff and Boosie.
Oh gosh.
I want to take the point off for that. Because at least I was cracking up at the song. It was
entertaining.
Yeah.
Damn, Monique, a 4?
Look, y'all called me tough. Monique. is the tough one.
Monique Johnson, you she said a 4. Mhm.
Yes, y'all, and I definitely want to give our girl Monique 69 Ways Johnson her thing up there so we can give her flowers for helping us out in a special way with getting these screenshots for the girlies.
Yes.
Yeah, both of us. I was about to say the divas. I don't know if Monique likes to be called diva, but yeah. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. We
We
do
really
appreciate
appreciate
it.
it.
Yes.
It helps us out big time. So thank you so much.
Yeah. Miss Kira said, "Who said for Monique?" Yes. Oh, we forgot the Aikisha moment with her
Yeah, I
mom
left it
and
off
her
because I didn't really have much to say about it.
yeah, yeah. I just I felt like a little coldness, like
Cold. Hmm.
like it didn't feel like they were talking to family. Like I know that they kind of embraced her as family, but you would think that I don't know, they was just so not cold, but like no greeting. They just sit right down and get the business, no niceties, no nothing. Like, how you doing?
Hmm.
So
Yeah, it felt like very business meeting for sure.
yeah. Yeah, but shout out to Aikisha and that whole dynamic because if I'm not mistaken, she's a side baby
Yep.
and the father's family had to embrace her
Hmm.
and actually that's how she ended up getting her wealth through that family.
Hmm.
Yeah, so thank God he did the right thing, right?
Exactly. She got very lucky.
Very lucky.
Very.
So yeah, I mean it was a decent story, but I don't know if they was really like selling it because it's just like, hey Daria, it just felt so cold. I was like, oh, mm,
Mm.
mm, yeah. But
Hmm.
that's just how she is. I mean, sometimes she can get serious and sometimes, maybe she knows that her mom or auntie or whatever that she's not the play person. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes older people,
Yeah.
you remember how some people said like your older mothers and grandmothers and aunts and uncles said my mother never hugged me or something like that. Like they didn't show the kids affection and stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe it's one of those situations.
It could be.
Yeah.
It definitely could be.
Yes. Not a side baby with generational wealth.
Hmm.
Yes, Miss Kier. Come on. I said that's the best way. That's the best way to be a side baby and have some generational wealth. Come on.
That is pure
If you're
love.
going to do it, do it.
Do it, do it, do it, do it. We'll be rocking to it, to it. So
Yes.
do it, do it, do it.
All right, we going to Housewives.
RHOA, a show that is starting to drain me.
Right.
Starting to drain me. Um,
Exactly.
Sorry, y'all. I'm a little tired today, so my energy is a little low.
That's okay. I got you, boo.
I apologize, y'all.
I just got my second win. So, I've been down and out for a couple of weeks now, but I am doing much better.
Amen for that.
Yes, yes, yes.
Amen for that. All right, y'all. Let me get my notes. So the episode the episode kicks off, y'all, with some flashback. Y'all know I love a good flashback now. Love a good flashback. So they basically gave us a timeline, and they didn't even show everything, but they showed enough. A timeline of Candy and Marlo's relationship or what have you, the good times and the bad times. And again, this is unfortunate because Marlo and Candy have been cool in recent years. They've been really, really cool. So it's so unfortunate to see where they are today. And I blame Marlo for this fallout. It's definitely Marlo's fault why they fell out. She threw the first stone last season,
Mhm.
crap about Candy and getting the girls riled up and trying to. So I blame her
Yeah.
for this situation.
And
That
thank you, Bravo, for the flashbacks, because she was one of the ones that was taken up for Marlo.
she
And
was.
that's why when we talk about this situation, how much it doesn't make sense and how it just feels so, that makes it feel even worse to me. Like if you had a valid reason, okay, but like just pulling this out the, like, no, wrong road. I do not like, she be taking up for, she said she tried to get her the show on Entertainment. She be trying to help her.
Mm-hmm.
She sent her kids the nephew's birthday money and all this stuff, cash apps and stuff. And but what happens is people get entitled. What I tell you,
Mm.
I feel like Sonya is dealing with that same issue. The entitlement of, once you start to, do that for a person, they expect it. And they'll treat you bad if you don't. They'll do like a temper tantrum if you're not bending to their will and not giving. It's almost like a child, like a temper tantrum.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And we know Marlo is a child.
exactly. She is definitely stunted. Arrested Development.
So, let me see. Sorry, y'all. Give me a second. So they show the unseen footage, right, of from 2020 when Marlo goes to Candy's house and she brings up what happened to her nephew. In this clip, we see them talk about it. We see that Candy hugs Marlo, gives her condolences, even shares that, when she lost her brother at a young age, it made her very numb to things. So Marlo lied when she said that Candy wasn't emotional or didn't give her any condolences. It was a straight up lie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here they are hugging. You see in
Yeah.
the bottom left hand corner, they're hugging. So I just don't know what to say about that.
You remember I told you that story about my son and the turtle, and how when the turtle passed and when we talked to the therapist about it, he didn't say nothing about me consoling him. He didn't say nothing about us trying to,
Mm.
no. I'll be wondering, like, what is that? Like, I mean, I know it's your truth and your experience, but why do they why do people try to omit things and then just totally lie about things? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. And that's the same thing, like, sometimes when the children, they have a tiff with the parents and they go on their way, they things don't go right or whatever, and
Mm.
then when they retell the story, they always leave out all the parts
Yep.
and just retell the story in their favor. So a
Uh-huh.
lot of times you just got to listen, and I'm glad that we got the proof there. So there it is, right there.
There it is right there.
There it is.
And I wish Marlo could get back to how she used to be, because like Candy said, and I've seen this side of Marlo when Candy was saying how Marlo is, again, people try to define her by her past, but deep down she's a sweet person. And like I said last week, deep down Marlo just wants to be accepted and liked by people, but she stands in her own way all
Yeah.
the time. She
Right.
gets in her own way all the time by doing BS antics and stuff like that.
Yeah.
She really is insecure.
Yeah.
She's very insecure, and
Very.
she really wants people's attention and people's validation. and people's acceptance.
Right.
She just messes it up for herself every time.
Yeah.
Every time she does.
And
So
it's just like a mind F with me, how you can mistreat somebody and come after the person and have all these shady insults and almost come to blows with somebody and then expect for them to cater and do things to go out of their way. Like, Marlo, what have you done for me lately? That's
right.
what I want to know. And Candy is not the person that's going to do that. That's why I said Candy needs to go to therapy for herself, because she's very codependent as well, and she's a people pleaser, and she tries to do things. And not saying that it doesn't come from the heart, but at the same time, she has to be able to ward off and see when people are taking advantage of you and expect you to do these things and don't, like, that dynamic is very common. It's very common. And I just want her to be able to sniff it out,
Mm.
because it's a shame that they're all ganging up on her like that. Like Sheree, she had her part in it last season too, and she's done a little something. So she said a little something here and there. But last season, Sheree acted a donkey, talking about all that stuff with Candy, and Candy don't deserve that.
Yeah. Yeah. Sheree and Candy are definitely not on the best page right now. I'll say that.
Right.
So now we're in present day, and Marlo is out with her team, and they're talking about Candy, of course. She says Candy should have called her sister and should have catered the food at OLG. And that,
I swear, I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone.
she should have done all that.
Girl, we in 2023. It's water under the bridge now. What are you crying about spilled milk? But that's the thing about Marlo. Marlo thinks that she can control how people respond, react, and she has to understand that she can only control herself.
Mm.
That's it. Like, she should have did this. She should have did. Oh, you may want to feel like that, but I don't have to should do anything. Like, what do you mean? Like, no. She's absolutely out of order, and she need to get out of here with that shit.
Yeah, I'm
Talking
done.
about how did I let Kenya take control of me? Girl, it don't work like that. That's your crazy ass. You see what I'm saying? Like, she feels like people can take control of her, and she feel like she can control other people. Like, you cannot do that. Like, where's the life coach to tell her that she can only control Marlo? Marlo can control Marlo.
Well said. Well said. So now Sonya.
That sister got a bad attitude. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like her attitude.
So Sonya is at home with her family, and her sister, they're talking about what Ross said, whatever. And her sister says that she was shocked hearing that from Ross, basically hearing that he's ready for them to leave or whatever. She said that she feels like this setup works best for Sonya and Ross, which it does. It works great for them. Ross travels to Texas. Sonya travels as well. Like she said in the confessional, one day she could be in New York, next day she can be here, next day she could be there, next day she could be here. So she has family that she trusts to watch her child at the drop of a hat. Yeah. So the setup does work best for Sonya and Ross.
Yeah.
Sonya says that she will talk to Ross about a more realistic timeline of when her family should move out. And Shari, I think that's her sister's name, says that they are going to leave regardless. Honey, regardless, they're going to be out the door. Now, the mom says that the dad does not want to go. So I wonder how that's going to work. Are the parents going to stay a little bit longer? How is that going to look? And then Sonya makes a comment like, I hope I don't have to fight too hard for y'all to stay. And Shari basically said, "You're gonna miss us when we're gone. You're gonna feel it." You know what I mean? And Sonya says, "You said you were leaving regardless. So what am I fighting for?" So whatever. This conversation gave me a headache. So it was a whole bunch of back and forth.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know. The family dynamic is a little bit shaken up after Ross's comment. I wonder if present day, if they're still all together or not. I'm really curious. I should go on Sonya's Instagram and do some digging to see.
Does she always post them?
She be posting them. They be doing a lot of stuff together, like they
Okay.
used to. So that's why I say I need to check to see if
Okay. Look, what episode is this? Because we ain't seen Ross since his party.
ooh.
And if you're not there 80% of the time, what's the problem? If you're not there most of the time, why are you making things more difficult for me?
Yeah.
Now she got the strife going on between the sister, the brother done quit, the sister calling out sick, the mama, she just sitting there just watching her all go down. I don't know, child.
Oh my God.
I want to know what's down in Texas. That's what I want to know.
Uh-oh, Nita. Uh-oh. Nita swears this man has a whole family down there in Texas. In good old Texas. And she might be right. She might be right. You never know.
Y'all heard about Tim Anderson?
Who?
He's a baseball player, and he had a outside baby on his wife.
Damn.
I'm just like,
that's disgusting.
They be having, I guess he got caught up. I ain't read the story yet. I gotta look at the headline. I mean, I gotta read the story, but I saw the headline. But yeah.
So next scene, we have Cairo going over to his mom's house with his newborn baby and his girlfriend. The baby is just so cute. Cutie patootie.
Look at them little hands. Oh my God.
Look at all that hair.
I love them when they're that small. Oh my God. Child, but they grow up.
They grow up. So Cairo visits his mom and brings his beautiful baby girl over. It was a really, really cute scene. In her confessional, Sheree cries because she's very proud of Cairo. He's such a good dad, despite the fact that his dad wasn't the best dad to them growing up and stuff like that. So she got emotional. While they were over there, they did some type of handprint thing. They attempted to, but the baby was sleeping. Waking up my baby. Why y'all wake her up like that?
Why Cairo was just drenching her hand. I was just like, Cairo, oh my God. Bless the baby, child. Bless her.
Bless the baby. Bless
he don't know what he doing. He just doing it. But it starts out nice. It starts out nice. So let's see where they are in like a year or two.
Yeah. We shall see.
Yeah. But the baby, I love the vulnerable moment. It felt so genuine. That confessional and how they, showed the flashbacks of him growing up. Like we literally seen these kids grow up on TV.
It's true.
Yes, and so that could get you emotional and stuff like that. But keep on living, see how you do. Because child, it start out like that.
I'm missing a screenshot, but oh well. All right, so Candy gets a call, or no, Candy calls Kenya and asks if she's going to Courtney's event. They both didn't really get too much information about the event, so they're not really sure about certain things. Kenya tells Candy that Drew brought up that Kenya tells Candy that Drew brought up the Marlo nephew situation, how she's bringing it up and telling everybody about it and all this hoopla. So Candy's getting irritated and Kenya's just like, don't worry, I got your back. They're besties or whatever.
Right.
That was a cute little scene. So You can tell that Candy's mood and attitude was off already.
Yes.
And so when she got
See,
to the event, it wasn't surprising how she was acting because
right. But did you see? I think she said that she was just right off the heels of what all was going on in the SWV escape.
yeah.
And then they started filming right after that. So
Mhm.
so things was like, even after the show wrapped, we were still talking about it. Weeks. Tasha K, they kept dropping the stuff. So it was just like a whirlwind that she was
Yeah.
in. So yeah, that patience was very thin.
Very
Very thin.
good.
And like I said, Marlo is just picking at the bed. She's like poking. And then, and now I'm just sitting up here trying to understand how people are justifying that. I don't know if y'all watch House of Aaron, but and Candy is the reason why he blew up. And then he turned on Candy, talking about Marlo was in the right and Candy is cold. I was like, Aaron,
Ooh.
I know you ain't, but anyway, you know how people do. They
Mm,
get their little boost and they
yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Sure do.
Child, look at Candy face. Look at that face right there. Over there by mine. She
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
looked like she is pissed.
She is over it. So we're at Courtney's event. Lord help me get through these notes. We are at Courtney's event. Drew ignores Marlo, which was hilarious. Candy arrives and she definitely has an attitude immediately. She cannot fake the funk. And she says that she and Marlo need to talk. So Marlo invites Drew into the conversation as well. So Marlo asked, hold on, what the heck did I write? Marlo asked you about the shooting. She said, okay, so Marlo talks about the whole Drew and not saying shooting, saying incident, and saying how, but when it comes to her stuff, everybody is so direct. And Marlo, you're this. Marlo, you're a whore. Marlo, you slashed a girl's face. Marlo, you did this, that, and the third. Everybody is so direct. But when it comes to Candy, people want to tiptoe and be scared to say stuff or whatever. Marlo says to Candy, when I came to your house about about my nephew, I can tell that you didn't want to deal with it. And Candy is like, what are you saying? Like you're trying to attach your nephew's shooting to me and my restaurant. Like don't do that. So
Right.
she's getting upset at this point. She says that he stopped working with us months before the shooting. So Candy is getting angry and angrier. She's on 10 at this point. She's ready to fight. So they go back and forth. Candy tells Kenya, if shit pops off, do not grab and hold on to me. Do not grab me. Candy was like, do not grab
me. Right. And she dismissed Monyetta.
Yeah, she was like, please back
out
up.
Of my face.
Please back up. Not right now. So Candy starts to cry out of frustration. And of course, Marlo makes fun of her crying. Candy says, I'm crying right now because I can't choke your ass, bitch. Okay. So it's a whole thing. I don't have time to go through all the
everything. Yeah.
We
all saw it. And you saw how Marlo was antagonizing her. And then she was like, when she started saying, oh, boo hoo hoo, then next thing you know, she started putting her hands behind her back. And I think you sort of, well, it's not here, but the camera crew did catch that she was holding her hands behind her back.
Yeah,
and I'm like, that still doesn't, you're still antagonizing.
Yeah, that's true.
You're still antagonizing. So yeah, I don't know, like Marlo, she needs to grow up. She needs to heal that inner child. She's acting like she is on a playground in middle school taunting somebody like we ain't almost 50 years old. And it's embarrassing. It's not fun no more. It's not like, you really are sitting up here looking crazy. I'm like, are you dumb? Like, what is going on? And yeah, y'all, I went to Beat the Bomb. I went there too, and it was so much fun. Y'all should go if y'all got one in y'all area.
I was invited to go, but I turned it down.
Oh yeah, it's fun.
Is it
It's fun.
fun?
And you got to go with a group. It's good
Yeah.
to go with a group. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Candy reads the text messages from Marlo that she sent her in 2020. So 5 days after her nephew's death, she texted Candy about making money through some app or whatever, some celebrity
Cameo.
app that the celebrities be using or whatever.
Mhm.
So if you were so upset with Candy, why you text her about money days after your nephew's death? And Marlo, I think Marlo said at one point, it didn't really hit her until now. I'm like, of course it didn't hit you until now, because now you have beef with
Now
her.
you're reaching.
Now you're reaching, you're grasping for straws, and it's not working. You really don't have a problem with her.
Exactly.
You don't have a problem. You're really not upset. And like, I'm so glad that they showed that scene at Candy's house where she hugged Marlo and consoled her. I'm so glad they showed that.
And that's my thing. When people say things, you can't always take that for face value. You can't. So say like we didn't have the footage.
Yeah. It would be she say.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate.
Yeah, it is. It is. So yeah, jealousy is a dangerous emotion, y'all. You know what we just went through with Shanquilla Robinson. Yeah, is you got to get it under control. You got to nip it in the bud, and you know, I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't even film with her no more. I'll probably have to. I don't know. Because it feels like she's trying to destroy Candy, like she's trying to destroy her life. You know, it gives me the same kind of tease that Latasha Scott was doing in Escape. Everything was because of Candy. Did you see Marlo and Jason Lee?
Oh no, I did not see their interview.
It was so gross. It was so gross. I was just like, I mean, I would have been in a drunken stupor if I took a shot for every time they said Candy's name. That's how much she's in an interview about herself, but she's talking about Candy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, girl, you act like she stole your firstborn child. Like, what is going on? Like, it's not making sense to me. Miss Kira said, because she's full of it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't understand how anybody is defending it. I don't see anybody in the comments defending it. But there are people, I don't know if they're trolling on Twitter, but there are people, including House of Aaron, that is defending Marlo.
Yeah, there's not much to defend on Marlo's side. I don't really see where.
Right. Yeah, so no, I think one time he was trying to say, well, Marlo said that she feels like, Candy brushed it off. So Candy is not beyond reproach. What if she did brush it off? Now, I ain't seen his review after this last with the flashback. See, that's what he said last week. But now that we got the flashback and we see how she handled it and how it went down, I wonder what the excuse is today. You know what I'm saying? People, they make excuses for people that they stand, and that's just what it is.
It's so true.
Yeah,
it's so true. So, what do y'all rate this episode, child? What do y'all rate?
Child, her and her antics. I'm gonna give it a 5, child. I'm gonna give it a 5.
Oh, Monique, I beat you. I
put it up on the screen. Put it up on the screen.
This is what? Monique Johnson? You gave a higher score than me and Nita? What?
I'm just so disappointed in Marlo. I'm so disappointed. And I'm just like, I mean, it was entertaining enough, but I just was upset. Like, I don't know, it just made me feel some type of way because I was just like, oh yeah, because of them receipts in the beginning. Oh, Nene being cut out. What's your take?
Oh yeah, I want to talk about
Quick. What's your take?
shady boots. Now, unless it's for legal reasons, then I don't know.
I heard they cut her back and put her back in there because of all of the stink that was on social media.
I have to watch the episode again to see if they really did it. I don't
I
know.
know. I want to see it too. But it was intentional.
It was
It was shady on Bravo's behalf, and I don't think it's because of legal reasons, because they already have a clause, and they already had a contract for the time frame that she was in there, that they were able to use her likeness. Now, I don't know if she's outside of the contract, because I know it's for a couple of so many years or whatever, but
yeah.
she hasn't been out of the contract for too long. Like, how long she's been out of RHOA? Like 3 seasons?
3 years, yeah.
3 seasons, yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. They still got it cut out. I'm gonna look at it. When I come back from tonight.
Child. So
right. That's what she said. That's what she said on Twitter. But that's not, if they wanted to use her likeness, they are well within their rights to do it. And the fact that they didn't do it, hey, I'm here for it. I'm here for the shade.
You're here for the shade.
I'm here for the shade. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. I mean, I thought it was wrong, but I was just like, ooh.
That's what I'm saying. I thought it was wrong.
Yeah, I thought it was wrong, but I still got a little kiki out of it. What you want, Kevin? Oh, sorry, y'all.
Y'all, so that's it, child.
Yes,
that's all I got. Ain't got no more.
What about Kim Zolciak? Maybe coming back. I hear talks are getting deep.
I don't know about all that.
I think she should just go give her her own show. She don't need to be on RHOA. If y'all want to see it, if y'all want to monetize off of it, give her her own show.
Yeah.
Hola, Queen. You're going to have to catch the replay. We just finished.
We
had to go early today. So you weren't late. We went early because we have plans tonight. So I don't want to see Kim either. So I don't know who was even supporting her. I mean, I guess she has this fan base or whatever. So I didn't hear nobody talking about Tardy for the Party.
I used to watch
on there for like 8 seasons.
I used to watch it. It was a cute show. I used to watch it.
Oh, really? It was cute.
Mm-hmm. In the beginning. Okay. That was back when I actually liked Kim, though. Like, I used to like Kim. Used to be likable. She used to be likable. Yeah. But the way she showed her ass on season 10, just oh no, that Kim, I want.
Kim and Kroy.
Yeah, I want no parts of that Kim. If she's gonna act that way, I want no parts of her, none. Mm-hmm. That behavior of hers, acting like she's better than everybody else, acting stuck up, not filming scenes and showing up late and doing all this and talking shit and
that's why. And I used to love Nene. But when she started to take that turn, I was like, ugh.
Yes. So she started to get unbearable at a certain point.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So y'all make sure y'all check. I'm going back on my reviews and I'm making up for it. So the first one that I did, which one did I do? Transformers, Rise of the Beast. I just released The Little Mermaid. I'm getting ready to edit something else. It's a whole lot of them. It's already filmed and everything. So check me out on Struggle Review TV I did The Idol with her last night. It was super, super fun. So check that out. The Idol is crazy. Are y'all watching The Idol? Like, I didn't like it,
I
but
can't deal with another crazy show. I already have Euphoria. I can't deal with no more crazy shows.
yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy. So I don't know. I watched episode 1 and 2, but I committed. So we're gonna go ahead and review the season. There's only 6 episodes. So it's not much to commit to. And yeah, so I'm getting ready to start cranking these videos out. So what I want y'all to do, it was better than the first episode, Miss Kira. The second episode was definitely better than the first. It's a train wreck, girl. Yes, we just watch it. It's like one of them things you're like, oh well, we just gonna keep on watching. So y'all make sure y'all watch the video and try to watch it all the way to the end for me, because retention matters. Some people jump in and jump out and they think the view counts and the like counts. Yeah, I mean they help, but retention matters. So yes, please do that.
Yes, yes, yes.
And Monique Nicole is going to be specializing in hot topics. So
Yes.
that's where her channel is going. I'm gonna lay that on her feet and let her think about that. And so yes.
Yes, you guys. I'm gonna do hot topics. I know. I was supposed to do it this week. I don't know. I might do it
Your
tomorrow.
shows were so good. I enjoyed them immensely
Hmm?
when you were doing them.
Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
they were fun. They were super fun.
So I gotta sort it out, you guys. I gotta work on it.
Okay.
So definitely I'm a promise for next week for sure. Some hot topics for sure.
Yes, the watch hours.
Ooh, some watch hours, child.
Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
We all know that struggle.
It's a struggle in these YouTube streets, y'all.
It's a struggle.
But yes, thank you guys so much for watching and supporting us. We love and appreciate you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Make sure you like this video on both of our channels. Again, we both streamed it, so press the like button on both of our channels. That would be awesome if you can do that for us. And we will see you guys next time. Bye.